Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, November 7, 11:01 America, New York. Early season snow blankets Beijing and northern China. An early season snowstorm has blanketed much of northern China, including the capital Beijing, prompting road closures and flight cancellations. RT World News, November 7, 7:18 America, New York. Thousands across Italy want COVID Green Pass scrapped, videos. Thousands-strong protests against COVID-19 immunity passes took place in several Italian cities. In Trieste, the demonstration was marred by minor clashes between some protesters and riot police.
November 7, 7:14 America, New York. More than 10,000 patients caught COVID-19 in a hospital, analysis shows. They never made it out. They went into hospitals with heart attacks, kidney failure, or in a psychiatric crisis. November 7, 7:14 America, New York. Daylight saving time has ended. Here's how to make the most of your time and combat seasonal mental health issues. You've turned back your clocks for daylight saving time, but what now?
Washington Post World, November 7, 7 o'clock America, New York. Central Asian leaders want to tighten grip on social media. Russia's playbook blazes the trail. Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan both pulled back attempts at restricting social media networks after public backlash.
November 7, 6:55 America, New York. U.S. Navy launches ship named for gay rights activist Harvey Milk. A Navy ship named for gay rights activist Harvey Milk, who was made to resign from the force because of his sexual orientation, was launched in San Diego Saturday.
BBC News World, November 7, 6:52 America, New York. Elon Musk holds Twitter vote over $21 billion Tesla share sale. The Tesla boss promises to honor the outcome of the poll, whichever way it goes. Mirror World News, November 7, 6:52 America, New York. Hazardous asteroid size of the Eiffel Tower heading towards Earth, NASA warns. The asteroid is set to fly by Earth at a distance of 3.9 million kilometers, which is greater than 10 times of that between us and the Moon.
RT World News, November 7, 6:49 America, New York. Always ready for U.S. and Israel. Iran launches massive military drill. Iran kicked off a large-scale military exercise on Sunday. The maneuvers take place weeks before negotiators are set to meet for a new attempt at salvaging the 2015 nuclear deal.
November 7, 6:40 America, New York. Novak Djokovic secures year-end #1 spot for record 7th time, surpassing Pete Sampras. Novak Djokovic made tennis history on Saturday as he secured his place as the year-end world #1 for the record 7th time.
BBC News World, November 7, 6:13 America, New York. Italian Mafia, 'Ndrangheta members convicted as Italy begins huge trial. More than 350 alleged mobsters will face court in the biggest mafia trial in decades.
Washington Post World, November 7, 6:08 America, New York. Iraqi PM survives assassination attempt, ramping up tensions. Troops have deployed around Baghdad following the failed assassination attempt with armed drones that targeted the residence of Iraq's prime minister.
November 7, 6:03 America, New York. Here's what you need to know about this year's New York City Marathon. After the pandemic scuppered last year's New York City Marathon, one of the world's most prestigious and hotly anticipated running events is set to return on Sunday. November 7, 6:02 America, New York. Authorities are investigating the causes behind a deadly crowd surge at the Astroworld Music Festival in Houston. Beyond your control, inside the deadly Texas crowd crush that killed 8 people, what is Astroworld? Who is Travis Scott? And other things to know about the incident.
Washington Post World, November 7, 5:35 America, New York. Nationwide polio eradication campaign starts in Afghanistan. The Taliban-run Afghan Public Health Ministry has announced the start of a 4-day nationwide polio vaccination campaign aimed at inoculating children under age 5. Washington Post World, November 7, 5:25 America, New York. Libya Gov rejects suspension of FM weeks before election. Libya's government has rejected a decision by the country's presidential council to suspend the foreign minister over allegations of monopolizing foreign policy.
November 7th. 5:03 America, New York. How your photo could end up in the public domain and used in ads around the world. Imagine if a photo of you, without your knowledge or consent, began appearing in advertisements around the world.
Washington Post World, November 7th, 5 o'clock America, New York. On both sides of Atlantic, families separated by pandemic dust off their luggage as U.S. borders open wider. Families with relatives in Europe and elsewhere are ready to reunite as travel rules loosen Monday. New York Times World News, November 7th, 5 o'clock America, New York. Xi Jinping is rewriting China's history. A new official summation of Communist Party history is likely to exalt Xi Jinping as a peer of Mao and Deng, fortifying his claim to a new phase in power. China's leader, Xi Jinping, giving a speech last month in the Great Hall of the People in Beijing. New York Times World News, November 7th, 5 o'clock America, New York. Antarctica was once a land of fire and not ice. Charcoal recovered from a dig near the southern continent shows that the region wasn't spared from the era scientists call a super fire world. New York Times World News, November 7th, 5 o'clock America, New York. In Nicaragua election, Ortega crushes dissent. President Daniel Ortega quashed the opposition and struck fear in voters, all but guaranteeing his victory in a presidential contest on Sunday. A campaign poster for President Daniel Ortega of Nicaragua and his wife and running mate Rosario Murillo.
BBC News World, November 7th, 4:42 America, New York. Libya's Foreign Minister Najla El Mangoush suspended and grounded. There has been political infighting after comments she made to the BBC about the 1988 Lockerbie bombing.
November 7th. 4:35 America, New York. Death of pregnant woman ignites debate about abortion ban in Poland. The death of a pregnant Polish woman has reignited debate over abortion in one of Europe's most devoutly Catholic countries, with activists saying she could still be alive if it were not for a near-total ban on terminating pregnancies. November 7th. 4:06 America, New York. UB40 founding member Astro dies following short illness. British vocalist and founding member of UB40 Terence Wilson, better known by his stage name Astro, has died after a short illness, his current band confirmed.